This is American Restoration.
The business of restoring a wide range of diverse antiquities or classic vintage objects found in the United States became the focus of the reality television show called American Restoration, hosted by Rick Dale. It attracted millions of viewers to the History Channel and was recognized as one of its most successful TV series after it premiered in 2010. After 6 seasons, TV executives abruptly canceled the show without offering any official explanation. 1 year and 4 months later, the cable network greenlighted a reboot, but without its original main cast. This caused some controversy as Rick protested the move and released a video encouraging fans to send their complaints to the History Channel. The rebooted show reportedly failed in replicating the success of the original show, and another season was never released. When American television added another genre, reality TV, it took on many forms over the years. The traditionalists didn't like the use of reenactments, and so TV producers created another way of presenting its content, chronicling the daily activities of differing businesses, highlighting their expertise by having a TV crew follow their every move, so introducing a new era. The TV series American Restoration was actually a spin-off series inspired by one of History Channel's biggest hits, Pawn Stars. Rick Dale, the owner of Rick's Restorations, was often invited to appear in Pawn Stars as one of their expert consultants on certain vintage collectibles, and became such a fan favorite that he was given his own TV series. At first, he wasn't that keen on having a reality show, not because he was shy or private, but he just couldn't envision presenting many episodes of restorations. The whole thing overwhelmed him, but he eventually got the hang of it and completed filming a season. The first episode was aired on the 6th of June 2012. Most of the people who worked in the front office of Rick's Restorations were his family members, including the Pickers, brother Ron, and stepson Brettley. The office personnel were daughter Allie and niece Michelle, shop's foreman son Tyler, and the head of business operations, his wife Kelly. On the creative side, Rick hired a team of specialists such as assembler and fabricator Kyle Astorga, lettering artist Ted Haig, and master woodworker and metal polisher Kevin Cowboy Lowry. If the job was too complicated for them, or if they were pressed for time, he would obtain the services of other experts to help them finish a restoration project. To maintain authenticity, the TV crew filmed at Rick's home, where his team regularly did their restorations, although encountering difficulties since his house wasn't built as a studio. Filming a TV show would entail everything being documented with clear audio, and oftentimes they needed to repeat certain actions because the conversation wasn't audible during playback. These moments interrupted their work and became a hindrance for them to finish projects on time. It also didn't help that when the TV show became popular, fans started to intrude on his privacy by going to his property and knocking at the door, even at night. Some even jumped over the fence just to see them. Describing it as chaotic was an understatement. Inevitably, Rick Restorations opened up another workshop in a commercial area, designed to accommodate the TV production crew. There were fewer disruptions to their daily activities, and filming went smoothly. Invasions of their home by overzealous fans ceased, as word spread that they weren't filming there anymore. The show always opened with Rick's voice telling the viewers how it was back in the day when people took pride in doing things by hand. He also said that most vintage creations didn't come with a manual, but that his crew never backed down from any challenge. Here are some of the most interesting moments in the 6-year journey of American Restorations. Since the series was a spin-off created from Pawn Stars, it was only right that its popular stars were included in its debut episode. Rick Harrison, along with Austin Chumley Russell, came to Rick's Restorations and brought a rusty, dilapidated, 3-wheeled 1950s Marketeer golf cart to be restored for his father, Richard Old Man Harrison. The golf cart was top of the line that only the rich got to use back in the day. They negotiated a deal and ended up with a $6,000 restoration fee. Rick was absolutely thrilled that he was given the job and was determined to restore it to perfection. He didn't want to disappoint the Harrisons since they were loyal clients. When it was finished and they came to get it, the old man was delighted with the gift. According to Rick's Restoration's official online site, episode 14 of the second season, entitled The Pick, the Pawn, and the Polish, garnered around 6.5 million viewers. It was a crossover episode in which other reality TV celebrities appeared, such as Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz from American Pickers, Danny Croker from Counting Cars, and the Harrisons, along with Chumley Russell from Pawn Stars. These main stars appeared in Rick's shop one morning for a restoration project, and all fans were ecstatic at seeing their favorite stars in one episode. It gave History Channel its highest viewership rating ever at the time. The origins of the spin-off series began when Pawn Stars ordered a 1957 Chevrolet 150 from American Pickers. Rick H. went to Rick D. to have it restored as a gift for the old man's 70th birthday. They negotiated a restoration deal for $70,000 and to have it done in 3 months. Rick D. wanted to say no, fearing that he didn't have the time to finish it on schedule, but didn't have the heart to tell it to Rick H's face. To deliver the finished product on time, Rick D. asked for help from Counting Stars, and the auto restoration specialist Danny obliged, so they were able to divide the work between them. Some of the processes weren't shown in American Restoration, as the TV producers divided the footage to accommodate all 3 reality TV series. Mike and Wolf delivered the Chevy, but before they left Rick's Restorations, they sold a vintage coffee shop neon sign to Rick. They picked it from a barnyard. The former owner claimed that it was from a coffee shop that John Wayne had frequented. During the 4th season, iconic rock star Billy Joel visited Rick's Restorations to have his old motorcycle restored. Rick was visibly anxious, as he didn't want to disappoint the quintessential American rock and roll legend, claiming that he grew up listening to Billy's music and had fun at his sellout concerts. He said that it really pulled his hair out, thinking of all the mistakes he could possibly make in the restoration process. During Billy's visit, Rick gave him a tour of his boneyard, and they came across an old, messed-up Steinway piano. Billy played it, to the delight of his #1 fan, but afterwards told Rick that it needed a lot of work. Rick didn't care, and happily replied that to his ears it sounded pretty darn good, to which the singer said that he needed to go out more. So why was American Restoration cancelled? In the world of television, no star or show is indispensable. Even those with record-breaking ratings could be axed, because the entertainment world may be coated with glitz and glamour, but people shouldn't forget that it's still a business enterprise. When the 13th episode of the 6th season was aired on the 3rd of September 2014, neither the fans and the stars had any inkling that it was the last episode of the show. Several theories were advanced on social media as fans discussed what went wrong with the series, causing History Channel's decision to end it. When there was no official explanation, fans tried to dig deeper and create their own speculations. Rumors went around that the main star of the show had an attitude problem, made unreasonable demands, or was difficult to work with after a successful run. Allegedly, there were times when Rick butted heads with the producers and the TV crew, when they didn't see eye to eye on how to go with an episode. Sources claimed that filming became awkward and the working environment tense, so that everyone just wanted to be done with it as quickly as possible. However, since the producers didn't address the issue, no one can confirm if there was any truth to these allegations. Reports of dissatisfied clients with accusations of substandard and shabby work surfaced online. Viewers saw that there was a decline in the quality control in their work. There were comments left by fans online that chip paint could be seen on some of the restored items, and there were parts on some types of machinery that weren't properly installed. Most of the viewers thought that some of the projects that Rick's crew accepted were way beyond their skills, and it showed in their work. Sometimes they seemed not to care and didn't handle their work seriously. There was a serious complaint that was discussed in online forums about Rick's work on a vintage jukebox that a certain Angel Delgadillo owned. Mr. Delgadillo was said to have been featured on the TV show, asking Rick if he could restore it to its former glory. Rick agreed, and they settled with a $4,000 restoration service fee. When it was returned to the client, on the surface it was clean, polished, and looked brand new. But the alleged problem was that it wasn't repaired. He tried to call Rick many times as he'd already paid in full, but couldn't reach him. It was only when the complaint went viral on social media that Rick's Restorations took care of it. Eventually, the vintage jukebox was repaired without another incident, but unfortunately, Rick reacted too slowly, and it had a lasting negative impact on his reputation. As with other successful reality TV series, the next thing that was offered to fans was a tour of the filming location, which was at Rick's restoration shop. Many fans were eager to spend money just to see how they filmed the show and what the shop looked like, and buy some souvenir items from American Restorations. Unfortunately, whoever organized it didn't carefully plan the whole exercise, so most of the fans who paid for the tour went home quite disappointed, saying that it wasn't what they expected and that it was overpriced. They wrote on their reviews that everything went in a blur because they weren't given enough time to browse at the shop. They were never given an opportunity to meet Rick or any of the other stars of the show, and it was obvious that the tour wasn't fan-friendly. It wasn't clear if the TV production company or History Channel had anything to do with the tour. However, there were rumors that the complaints reached the ears of the TV executives, who had an exchange of words with Rick Dale. It was said that while the show didn't enjoy its former high TV ratings, it wasn't so bad as to cause a cancellation. Sure, there was a decline in numbers, but not to the point that they should immediately pull the plug. However, some insiders said that when the TV show was cancelled, the most obvious reason was low TV ratings. If that was the case, the TV networks wanted a better viewership outcome and believed that the numbers Rick and his crew pulling weren't worth the production cost anymore. A year and a half after the last episode was aired in 2014, a reboot of American Restoration was announced. To the shock of their fans, Rick and his crew were no longer a part of the new season, as the renewed TV series featured 5 new restoration shops. Rick was blindsided, shocked, and angry about the whole thing. He uploaded a video of himself telling everyone how he felt, and encouraged fans to express what they feel about it too, by leaving comments on the official site of the TV show. He said that it was important that the public knew what they all feel about it. Apparently, they all thought that the show was cancelled, but since the reboot was filmed without them, it only meant one thing: that Rick and his crew were fired by the TV network, although perhaps a more apt description was that they were replaced. There were reports that Left Field Pictures Company, which produced the TV show for History Channel, couldn't reach a deal with Rick Dale, as the latter was allegedly hell-bent on getting a new contract with a huge increase in appearance fees. When they couldn't agree on terms to start a new season, the production company was set to pitch a solution to the TV executives, and that was to get a new cast, which was approved by the cable network. The uploading of the video was ill-advised, as it didn't do him any good. As with what happened to the Change.org petition that was supposedly initiated by the loyal fans, it didn't even garner 20 signatories, which should have sent an obvious message to Rick and his crew. Clearly, no one was interested in them anymore. The 7th season was aired from New Year's Day 2016 and introduced new restoration experts from different parts of the country, such as Andy Bowman Jr. from Detroit, Michigan, Steve Hale from Frankfort, New York, Bob Halliday from Marietta, Georgia, Bodie Stroud from Sun Valley, California, and Dale Worksler from Maggie Valley, North California. Fans discussed the new season and inevitably compared it with the original cast. Most of them thought it was interesting at first, and that it was just as when the original cast was starting. There were no made-up storylines, which was refreshing. However, the ratings didn't pick up the way the producers thought they would, and some fans blamed it on the multiple shops involved in the show, as they had no common person to root for. The new season was comprised of 13 episodes and aired its final episode in April 2016. There were talks about History Channel ordering another season, but nothing happened. There was no official explanation either as to why it was cancelled again, but the ratings was clearly a major factor.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.